Welcome back, everybody. Automotive Inc. Explosive news in the last few weeks from GM when it comes to the Allison GM departure, divorce, separation, indefinite relationship ending, whatever you want to call it, guys. GM is really dropping the ball. As you guys know, they're dropping Android Auto. Whether that feature is important to me, which it's not, it is important to a lot of people. That's coming out. That's going to be just something all about money, I'm sure. And then you go, obviously, you heard about the Allison and GM thing breaking up, and that had to most likely be about money, or maybe Allison not wanting their name on that. But I got to show you guys a handful of things on that. Before we get started, make sure you smash the subscribe button. Helps a small channel out, thumbs up, and notification bell. Now, when I bought my 2024 Chevy Silverado HD 6.6 L8T with the 10-speed Allison transmission, that was a huge bump up. That was a huge selling point for many, many customers and truck owners, right? Potential truck owners. Allison is the gold standard, or one at least of the gold standards in the transmission industry. And to tell people that that's what the truck has in it is one thing. Whether or not Allison had any hand in it, that's one thing. But to lead your customers on that was in such. So now I've had several people come out, not several, thousands of people come out saying that, well, it never was an Allison transmission. Guys, we're probably not going to know until this ends up in a legal court. And I guarantee you, somebody along the line is probably going to drop one of them civil things that we talk about once in a while. And I guarantee it's going to be for some type of misleading marketing and or promises. Now, the 10L1000 has a hit and miss review. I actually was a huge supporter of the 10L1000, our Allison transmission, if you will. I had great luck with my 24 gasser with that. And I actually had a shutter in the 25 diesel, and it seems like most of the issues with the 10L1000 are with the diesels. Now, maybe that's because of the torque issue. But I've had lots of viewers come out and say that they're actually experiencing this in their 25 gassers, and now it's in the shop getting the valve body replaced. Now, I've told you guys a long time ago that I have met extensively with people from GM and people that work in that industry, and they were under the impression also that the 10L1000 was indeed an Allison transmission. Take it for what it's worth. We're not going to be able to prove it until the docs come out, right? The legal documents, because when people start saying that they were falsely led into buying this truck specifically because they knew how reputable the Allison transmission was, that's going to cause some issues. Then we're going to find out. That's when we're going to find out how much Allison played into it. But here's the thing, guys. As much as I supported it as that, if the 10L1000 was an excellent GM transmission with zero issues and not having a lot of problems, I'm totally cool with it being a GM transmission and dropping the Allison thing. The hardest part is the ones that are already on the lots coming out that are 26s that have the Allison stuff on them, the Maroni, the badging on the hood, everything. It has to be removed by June. That means it never was, right? So then I had a lot of people come out and say, well, it was only ever a GM branded Allison transmission. Well, no, but I will show you something. So right here on Chevrolet.com on the 25 Silverado, right here, the legendary Allison 10-speed automatic transmission previously paired exclusively with the Duramax diesel engine is now available with the 6.6 V8 gas engine as well. Pick your power, but both are available with the capability performance of this famously durable transmission. Now, I don't know about you guys, but GM doesn't have a famous made transmission. I'm not for sure most of them do. But that is on GM's website, guys. They have purported to us, told us, sold people that this was an Allison transmission. It didn't have a little asterisk down there. It has a little trademark label on it. I think if I scroll up here, we'll show you. So right here, it has the registered trademark, 10-speed Allison registered trademark automatic transmission. Now, at any point, if GM thought that they were going to scathe by this whole debacle before an owner says, well, hold the freaking phone, right? You're telling me that the 10L1000 that's in 26s is the same as the 25s, and the 26s that are already badged Allison have to have that removed if they don't sold. How could it have been an Allison transmission, right? Because Allison would want credit for it if it was good. and GM will want to sell it because it says Allison. So let's take a look at another thing. And this is where it gets kind of hanky. If we cruise back over here, we have Chevrolet.com, and we can go right here to the 2026 moniker, right? Let's cruise back down because nothing's changed, right? Well, it sure has, because check it out. Now they're advertising the 26 with a 10-speed automatic transmission, right? Remember that little paragraph here where it says legendary, famous, gone. And I think this is probably going to cause GM a lot of concerns. Now, if we think back again to where they're dropping Apple CarPlay, probably by 2028, it's going to be gone. They're going to bring out their own platform. Lord only knows what that's going to look like. But hey, guess what? Drop it. But you've already trained customers for the last, 5 to 10 years on, hey, we're going to jam Android Auto down your throat. So for the people that don't want to have or pay for native navigation, or you have a base truck or vehicle and had Apple CarPlay, that was a way for you to integrate your phone for podcasts and maps and stuff like that. So it gave the general consumer for that. Do I think that's a good idea, dropping that? No. And I think they should leave it as an option, whether or not they have to pay licenses agreement. But hey, that's the corporate world for you. So again, big faux pas on GM for this, but I have had thousands of people on my last video before it kind of tapered off. It was cranking up. It probably would have had 250,000 if the other bigger channels wouldn't have copied my info and squished it. But the good thing is the information's out there. Whether they put it out or somebody else put it out, I at least got it out initially. They're a bigger platform, so they got it out because I think this is going to cause a lot of strife for GM. Don't believe me? Head over to Chevy.com and check it out. The same freaking transmission that has the issue in it is going to be rebadged, non-Allison, blah, blah, blah. You want to see that video? I'll break it down because I have the memo from GM to dealers. Now, the other things I want to talk about are the rumor mill of GM dropping the current V8 lineup and potentially bringing a few new engines to market. Now, as we all know, the GM has had like 600,000 engines recalled because of this catastrophic failure. So these are the smaller light-duty pickup engines, the 6.2. Nothing major on the 5.3, but it has been rumored to GM's multiple displacement. Now, who here likes the activated cylinder deactivation? I'll wait. Anyway, nobody. Okay, so that's fine that GM wants to drop it. Now, there is a rumor that GM's going to bring out, potentially replacing, but at least bringing out 2 new engines, or not so new engines. So rumor has had it that there's going to be a new 5.7 dropping the active cylinder deactivation. But you guys remember the 5.7? That's not new. That was the 350. That was been around forever before they got rid of it and came out the 4.8, 5.3, 6 liter, and so on. Now, the 6.2, they're actually just talking about making into a 6.6. Well, GM's already designed that. The L8T is a very good engine. No active cylinder deactivation. No major engine failures have we heard about. So I don't think that that's going to be all new, but we'll be interested to see what happens if that is the case. Now, don't get your hopes up, guys. We all know that GM's fix for this recall was that the engine wasn't having the engine issues at the time. It was just to change the viscosity of the oil and hopefully limp people along until they get out of warranty. Most likely, that's my vibe. And same thing on too is with the 10L1000 is to replace a valve body. Now they have a 3rd gen valve body, which if you've seen anything from next gen or whatever, this is just kind of another Band-Aid fix. But I hope it does work for some of the consumers that don't have the scratch to go out and all of a sudden pick up a new valve body for a transmission that is still under warranty. So my suggestion would be just to get that fixed under GM's warranty. And then if you love the truck and you're going to keep it past 100K, then obviously go ahead and get that next gen ordered, or a different valve body, or you know what, just send the transmission over to next gen and have them bulletproof the thing, get it all done, or get a reputable mechanic to handle that install. So those are some big things, guys. So hopefully that kind of answered your questions, because I keep getting a lot of questions about these new engines that are allegedly coming out. One wouldn't be new. It'd be just it'd be the same engine. But what they're going to do with it, I don't know, to make it a little bit lighter for that half-ton segment. Maybe just make it fully aluminum block or something, but it doesn't need to be as beefy as the HD trucks. And again, guys, I want to tell you, this is not a knock on GM. I grew up GM and I switched to Ram in the 90s when they went to that cool truck style in 1994. I've always been a fan of the Cummins. I've always been a fan of the Duramax, but frankly, I'm not a fanboy of any of the three brands because I've seen potential issues with all of them. And more so is what is GM's thought process? Who up in the upper ranks is saying, you know what would be a great idea? Let's, just take Allison off. Nobody will seem to care. Well, the previous people that bought that truck for that are going to care. The people that are having catastrophic engine failures are going to care. It just seems like they're just kind of leading people along. I still think that GM makes a very good quality car, but I'm not for sure the smoke and mirrors. I don't get it, and I don't like it. You guys can sound off in the comments what you guys think of it, but hopefully that answers your guys' question. I do believe some things are going to fall. Catch you on the next one, guys.